Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Good afternoon. The first procession will be beginning momentarily. Please take your seats and keep the aisles clear. Thank you very much.
Said he wants coffee to me. That's what it is.
Thank you everyone for joining us today for the inauguration of Vancouver's newly elected Mayor and City Council. I'm Karen Joseph, Executive Director of Reconciliation Canada, and I'm deeply honored and excited to be your MC today. At this point, I'd like to introduce those with me on stage. We have representatives from the Coast Salish First Nations, Councillor Leanna Martin of the Tsleil-Waututh First Nations, Councillor Co-Chair Byron Joseph of the Squamish Nation, Councillor Morgan Guerin of the Musqueam Nation. We also have with us today the Honorable Judge Sullivan Longley and the talented Mr. Dan Magnan, who will be performing the national anthem and his song 16. Just a few notes about today's event. First, please keep the aisles clear for the procession. Our official procession will be piped in shortly, followed by the singing of the national anthem. After that, Chief Byron Joseph will provide an opening prayer and his remarks. Following these remarks, the Mayor, Councillors, and Councillor-elect will take their oath of office. To conclude, Mayor Robertson will deliver his inauguration speech. Following the ceremony, I invite you all to stay for a moment for a meet and greet and light refreshments with our newly elected Mayor and City Council. And that will all be happening in the back of the room. Now, if you could please join me in welcoming the official procession, our Mayor, Councillors, and Councillor-elect, led by Pipe Major Cal Davis and Acting Departmental Sergeant Sean Cody, members of the Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services and Vancouver Police Department Honor Guard. Please rise as the official procession enters the room and stay standing for the singing of the national anthem, followed by prayer. Now I'll ask that you please stay standing for the singing of Canada's national anthem.
Join me. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command, with glowing hearts we seek thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Chief Byron Joseph of the Squamish Nation to the front. Please remain standing as he leads us in a close Salish prayer.
Thank you, Karen. Well, see you tonight. That's a great old society. You can keep a prayer in your mind how you can talk. I'm going to share a prayer with you that my uncle told me to use on these occasions in our language. Well, see you. Yo en hat sin Pablo Bushnomi Tanoya, Sias, the Sequoia. Yo en hat sin Pablo Bushnomi Tanoya, Kakahana. Chachin the Kopalon, Tukata Smana, Tenement Type, Unzma Chake, Damon Tat, Kakahana, Masakan Tomo, Nahoya to chase the mail and eat of CNC. Pat Smali, CH to Class, Shetsiana, Kano. So no yawan and half of none in the notes landing, yawan and half the ashwat manchation. But Smali fish the chiefs yan, and my truth contract in the cake stand, age to age, which most of you know, and as well as the sea. Thank you, Karen. Well, today, you're allowing me 2 minutes for welcome, and I usually take an hour. But I just like to thank each and every one of you for being here today, especially your mayor and your council. Put your hands together. In their heart, they want to be in this position. I don't know why sometimes. I've been a counselor for 32 years, and I know it isn't always the greatest job, but it is beautiful. It has its benefits. But I welcome you on behalf of the Skohomish, the Musqueam, and the Tsleil-Waututh to this beautiful land we call our Okomeo. This land, as you know, is part of our territory. We've been here for thousands of years, and today it's such an honor to be with Mayor Gregor Robertson and the councillors and yourselves, as today we embark on a beautiful journey together once again. I hear this is his third time, and it's so good to know that vision is alive and well. You can have education, and our people stress education, academic education. But without vision, it's like a compass, it has no direction. And I believe that the vision does provide that. And I know that your council here will endeavor to listen and to do those things that's necessary. So on behalf of our Shkohot welcome you, each and youngest to the oldest. Thank you. We'll see you.
Brian Joseph. I would now like to invite representatives from Vancouver's other two host nations to come to the podium and share their remarks. Please welcome Councillor Morgan Guerin of the Musqueam First Nation and Councillor Leanna Martin of the Tsleil-Waututh First Nation.
Let's start and then we always lead the end. In the beginning. But I love my family. It's our way to bring things a little bit light, to bring a bit of humor, because life is hard enough. So it's part of our mess. But that said, I'd like to thank everyone who came to witness this momentous occasion. It comes every few years, but it's important for that hand-to-hand process. This is my second term as council in Musqueam, but it's my first time being re-elected very recently. So I've come to understand what it is to start something, to have a vision, to work forward, and then have the people stand up to carry that vision forward. They see what they try to give the spirit of waters, make your community better. So, just a short time ago, I'm actually here on behalf of the chief who couldn't make it. Part of those things in life, found a different way. So, another part of our culture is to stand up when someone needs you. So, yeah, so the words are muddled, but these are genuine. On behalf of my chief, Gregor, and our council, we'd like to welcome back our friend, Mayor Robertson. We'd like to welcome back all the familiar faces and our new ones. To carry on that work that was started a while ago, a good, fruitful, productive work. The work that all of our people are starting to see. The bridges going forward. And I have nothing but happiness in my heart for what I see as a bright future moving forward. So from the people of Australia and relatives as well, from the city before the city, we'd like to welcome back our friends and the local monuments. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Gives me good feelings in my heart to see you all here today. To congratulate your newly elected mayor and councilors in a good way. To start their term on a positive note. My ancestral name is Wachalla, and I'm an elected councilor for the Slow Nation. It is a great honor that name means helping women carry on another. I am completing the term on the elected council, so I know what it feels like. The hard work and the dedication, the time that you give up away from your families to do that hard work. And I have seen the fruits of the labor from that hard work. So I also know how rewarding it is. I stand here with great pride as a result of the relationship that Sloat has built with the City of Vancouver, the vision that we share, and I thank the mayor and councilors of the City of Vancouver for that relationship that we share with one another. And I look forward to carrying on that relationship and continuing to strengthen it. The vision of keeping our land, water, and air clean for future generations. The vision of saying no to kindergarten and the expansion of the pipeline. Because it's not only for us today that we need those resources, it's for our future generations. I want to be able to leave a legacy for my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, a legacy of which I'm proud of. So with that, I want to congratulate your newly elected mayor and councilors of the City of Vancouver, and welcome you to unceded Coast Salish territory with which we share with Musqueam and Squamish. So I leave that with you today, and I thank you for allowing me to share a few words on my relations. Thank you, Councillor Aaron and Councillor Martin for your remarks. Now I would like to recognize and acknowledge and welcome our mayor, councillors, and councillor-elect who have joined us on the stage. Mayor Gregor Robertson. Councillor George Affleck. Councillor Elizabeth Ball. Councillor Adrian Carr. Councillor-elect Melissa DeGenova. Councillor Heather Deal. Councillor Perry Jang. Councillor Raymond Louie. Councillor Jeff Meggs. Councillor Andrea Reiner. Councillor Timmy Stevenson. I would also like to recognize a number of honored guests who are here with us today in the audience. I'd like to recognize Mr. Dumont from the Métis Nation of British Columbia. MLA Chandra Herbert Spencer. MLA Shane Simpson. We have also with us today First Nation Councillor Deborah Baker. And we have a number of Consul General representatives from China, Netherlands, Germany, Colombia, Pakistan, and the Philippines. We also have Suzanne Anton, the Attorney General, here with us today. And a whole number of park commissioners and school trustee board members. Thank you very much for joining us on this special day today. This is a significant moment for Vancouver. 101 elections have been held in the 128 years since the city's incorporation in 1886. Each time, the newly elected mayor and councillors take a formal oath of office, and through that, they are tasked with serving the citizens of Vancouver to the best of their abilities. Today, we all play an important role in this ceremony by bearing witness to this act of commitment to our city. For the next 4 years, the mayor and 10 councillors that you see before you will take on the responsibility of creating policies and conditions that allow this tremendous city of Vancouver to grow and thrive. They play an integral role in how we will understand and build upon Vancouver's many strengths so that we can continue to uphold our reputation as one of the most diverse, creative, livable, and inclusive cities in the world. Each of these individuals also has a critical role to play as we confront Vancouver's challenges and work to create a community that is sustainable, caring, and full of opportunity. On behalf of our newly elected mayor and councillors, and behalf of the City of Vancouver and all of its citizens, let me also say that we are very honored to have the Coast Salish Nations here with us. We acknowledge that we are on the unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people, and we thank them for their hospitality and their generosity in allowing us to do the important work that we need to do here. It is of great significance to have these three Coast Salish Nations here today to witness the inauguration of Vancouver mayors and councillors, and to participate in welcoming you today with the blessing that we heard earlier. I would like to draw your attention to the amazing posters along the windows of the gymnasium. These posters were designed by local artist Bracken Hangis Corlett and were commissioned to honor and celebrate the Year of Reconciliation in the City of Vancouver. Vancouver's city proclaimed, unanimously I might add, June 21st, 2013 to June 20th, 2014 as a Year of Reconciliation in response to Reconciliation Canada's national call to action to help build more inclusive cities. Cities that allow all of our children, regardless of their background, to achieve their optimal potential. In October of 2014, the City Council unanimously agreed to approve to build upon the accomplishments of the Year of Reconciliation to become the world's first City of Reconciliation. This long-term commitment will move forward the city's continuing work on raising awareness, creating partnerships, and addressing capacity for the betterment of the City of Vancouver, focusing on the significant relations with the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh First Nations, and with the urban Aboriginal community. But reconciliation is not limited to one community. Instead, it reaches to all aspects of our histories and our current environments and looks for ways to cultivate connections between all groups within this community, for whom meaningful engagement and understanding can create a healthier and more supportive city. The new mayor and council will have much work ahead of them in the next years to become a City of Reconciliation. And we at Reconciliation Canada look forward to supporting the new City Council in that work. Now I will ask Dan and Megan to come up and perform his song, 16. Dan is a Vancouver-based musician and two-time Juno Award winner.
I'd like to thank him for the kind of government that would invite a quasi-protest singer to come sing her inauguration. Thank you. This is a song called 16, and it's kind of is inspired. The idea is a letter from a banker, a Wall Street banker, read in the heat of the recession back to his family. But I think it's even more indicative of just the complex nature of us all doing what we think is the right thing to do. Wrestling the days since the staff crept away, sort of sleeping away, just waiting, I'm just gonna wait till they say it's okay to ring that bell again. You see, line and sinker for the ride, got my eye on rise, and I know it, I'm sure that I'm willing to do it their way. I know what you say I threw the family under the bus as if I hoped it would crush us like I don't care. I do care, I swear I was thinking of you, always did, and I do. I just see things so differently. I just had to try. Like the Marcus middle child, we're not winning, we're losing. It's such sweet denial. Up to the chin, but if we just buy in, we could thrive in the gutters and out on the towns, and we're doubling down, 'cause we're satisfying. Boredom, there's nothing to do. See if you hate the man hates you too. Don't you think I have moments where I'd love to take part? We all see art, we don't have to mention the castle art. What's there to say? Let them eat me.
That was amazing, Dan. Thank you so much. I really wanted to take a couple of minutes to also acknowledge U.S. Consul General Lynn Platt, who's joined us here today. And really, more importantly, I wanted to acknowledge all of you for coming here and being here and joining us in this special celebration that we have here today. We are fortunate to live in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And we're fortunate to have before us the mayor and councils who believe in upholding and furthering those goals of maintaining that city for the next generations to come. And I can't tell you how honored I am to be a part of this ceremony and to be in the presence of such amazing leadership. So I ask, before we proceed to the next piece, if you could please join me in giving these individuals and yourselves a warm round of applause for all the work that you've been doing. Now let's get back to work. I will now ask the Honorable Judge Selwyn Longley to come to the podium to deliver the official oath of office for the mayor and councilors.
Mayor, I am honored to read this to you, and you just repeat that when you feel this. Lovely enough for everybody to hear what you say. I, Gregor Robertson, do solemnly affirm that I'm qualified to hold the office of mayor for the city of Vancouver, to which I have been elected. I have not, by myself or any other person, knowingly contravened the Vancouver Charter, respecting vote buying or intimidation in relation to my election to the office. And faithfully perform the duties of my office. And I will not allow any private interest
any private interests
to influence my conduct
in
in public matters,
public matters,
as required by the Vancouver Charter.
as required by the Vancouver Charter.
I disclose,
I will disclose
any direct or indirect pecuniary interest
any direct or indirect pecuniary interests
I have in a matter,
I have in the matter,
and will not participate
and will not participate
in the discussion of the matter,
in the discussion of the matter.
and will not vote in respect of the matter.
I will not vote in respect of the matter.
As mayor,
As mayor,
I understand and accept
I understand and accept
the responsibility entrusted to me
the responsibility entrusted to me by the public
to govern with fairness,
govern with fairness,
transparency, and respect for all residents,
and respect for all residents,
especially the most vulnerable in our community.
especially the most vulnerable in our community.
I acknowledge my responsibility
I acknowledge my responsibility
as mayor of the city
as mayor of the city
of Vancouver
of Vancouver
to uphold the core values
to uphold the core values
of equity
of equity
and inclusion,
and inclusion,
and to consider the impacts
and to consider impacts
of council's decision
of council's decisions,
not only for the present,
not only for the present,
but also for the future
but also for the future
generations in our society.
generations in our society.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Now I would like you to come and sign your name.
The Honorable Judge Selwyn Rumley will now deliver the oath of office for the councillors and councillor-elect.
The oath of the mayor was so easy. I thought I'd take on the I and I will hope everyone will be here. And then we will intend them forward. So I, Joseph Paul,
I, Andrew Reiner. I, Henry Gibbs.
I, Gary Gang,
I, David Clark.
do solemnly affirm
Do solemnly affirm
that I qualify
that I qualify to hold the office of pastor
for the city of Vancouver,
for the city of Vancouver,
to which I have been elected.
to which I have been elected.
I have not,
I have not,
by myself or any other
by myself or any other person,
knowingly contravened the Vancouver Charter,
knowing that
respecting both buying or intimidation,
respecting or buying or intimidation
in relation to my election,
in relation to my election to the office,
I'll faithfully perform the duties
or faithfully perform the duties
of my office
of my office,
and will not allow any private interest
and will not allow any private interest
to influence my conduct
to influence my conduct
in public matters.
in public matters,
As required by the Vancouver Charter,
as required by the Vancouver Charter.
I disclose any direct, indirect, pecuniary
I'll disclose any direct or indirect pecuniary interest
I have in the matter,
I have in the matter,
and will not participate in the discussion
and will not participate in the discussion of the matter,
and will not vote in respect
and will not vote in respect of the matter.
as councillor
As councillor
understand and accept the responsibility
I understand and accept the responsibility entrusted to me
by the public
by the public
to govern with fairness,
to govern with fairness,
transparency,
transparency,
and respect for all residents,
and respect for all residents,
especially the most vulnerable in our community.
especially the most vulnerable in our community.
I acknowledge my responsibility
I acknowledge my responsibility
as councillor of the City of Vancouver
as councillor of the City of Vancouver
to uphold the core values of equity and inclusion,
to uphold the core values of equity and inclusion,
and to consider the council's decisions
and consider the council's decisions,
not only for the present,
not only for the present,
but also for the future generations in our city.
but also for the future generations in our city.
Thank you very much. I have a
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll call forward each of the councillors in order to come and receive their medals of oath. Councillor George Affleck. Councillor Elizabeth Ball. Councillor Adrian Carr. Councillor Melissa Dijonova. Councillor Heather Deal. Councillor Carrie Jane. Councillor Raymond Louie. Councillor Jeff Meigs. Councillor Andrea Reiner. Councillor Tim Stevenson. If you could please stand up after I call your name. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the 2014 to 2018 Mayor and Council. Mayor Gregor Robertson, Councillor George Councillor Elizabeth Hall, Councillor Adrian Carr, Councillor Melissa Jimenova, Councillor Heather Deal, Councillor Kerry Jane, Councillor Raymond Murphy, Councillor Jeff Meigs, Councillor Andrea Reiner, and Councillor Tim Stevenson. to Peter Wong and his line dance team for that great blessing. And once again, congratulations to all the members of Vancouver's new City Council. Now I'd like to invite Mayor Gregor Robertson to the podium to deliver his inaugural address.
Thank you, Karen, and thank you all for joining us today. It's a great honor to have you here. Distinguished guests, friends, family, citizens of Vancouver, thank you for being here today. We are all so grateful to be gathered here on Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh territory, and we offer our great thanks to the Coast Salish people. Big thanks to our people here, Karen, and our three leaders from Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh, who are honored by your presence and your words. Sa srigal, GINU, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Gogoy ho, kewe朋友, kewe 来宾, 大家好. 今天我很荣幸来到这里. I want to offer my thanks first and foremost to the outgoing council and school board and parks board members who have served for many years here in the city. We are grateful to you, and to those who are returning or joining us for the first time here, congratulations. You face very big challenges, but you've taken on one of the most important jobs that public life has to offer, and I'm looking forward to working with you all. As we look forward to the next 4 years, it's worth reflecting back on how far Vancouver has come over the past 6. I'm referring to my time as mayor here in Vancouver. And then those 6 years, this city took up some great challenges of our time. Climate change, sustainability, homelessness, urban affordability, and Vancouver rose to those challenges, coming together with energy, ingenuity, sharing insight, offering solutions. We made great progress. These have been 6 years with a great deal of change, of achievement, but also of hard work. We've asked a lot of each other, and I am so very proud that when the time came to choose whether to continue on this path, the people of Vancouver came out in larger numbers than we've seen in a dozen years. I'm humbled because I recognize that that mandate is a challenge to all of us, and it's one that is worthy of our city. Far from rejecting a bold progressive vision, the people of Vancouver made it clear they're supportive of the agenda that we have pursued. And this is a city that is confident in its mantle of leadership, a mantle global in scope and reach. Not just confident, but hungry for us to do more and to be better. I'm grateful for that vote of confidence, and I intend to work my hardest over the next 4 years to demonstrate that we've heard that call. It will take work, it will take an openness to the ideas, the perspectives, and the voices of every member of council. I'm proud of the vision platform, but there are solid, innovative ideas. The Green Party advanced in the campaign. The NPA offered ideas to improve transparency that merit attention. COPE may not have elected voices on this council, but principles and values that they advanced and advocated for will. And every one of your new and returning councilors has valuable skills and experience to offer. And we owe it to the people who elected us to put those skills and experience to work on everything from affordable homes and a greener city to creating new artist spaces, to protecting heritage, supporting local businesses. And when we do, we'll be able to count on the dedicated women and men who work for this city, our city staff, being able to count on their commitment, their professionalism, their pride in the work that they do for our city. And it's one of the great pleasures of our public service in Vancouver. We are honored to have their incredible and swerving support. And so is engaging with the communities that we serve. It is a great honor. A responsive, effective city must be open to both established voices, influential voices, but also to those who speak from the margins. We've done much more to make this a more inclusive city. We have a long history of this in Vancouver, innovative approaches to consultation and dialogue, embracing communities, and taking the lead on advancing important human rights issues, sexual orientation and gender identity, addressing historic wounds and divisions. But we all know that we must do better. We will continue to call on all of Vancouver to join the conversations about the tough issues. But more than that, let's challenge each other to do better and to do more to knit our community together, to volunteer, to check in on the neighbor, to express our love for the city and each other in actions large and small. We are stronger when we work together, wiser when we listen to each other, and we will need that strength and wisdom to tackle the challenges of the next 4 years with confidence. And that's important not just for Vancouver, but for all of Canada. Our country is waking up to the importance of the nation's cities. Last weekend, I joined over 50,000 fans in BC Place watching the Grey Cup. And 3 of those fans were mayors from Calgary, Edmonton, and Winnipeg. And the way things are going, I may have the opportunity to host them back in here again. Canada's mayors in June, Stanley Cup final. Won't count our chickens, but looking forward to that opportunity. Strong and vibrant and dynamic cities are driving our economy. Across Canada, they power innovation, commercial, social, and cultural. They move our country forward. The priorities that we've set out for Vancouver are shared by every city in Canada, and those priorities must carry far more weight at every level of government. Next year's federal election is an important opportunity for us to advance the city's agenda on the center stage, and I'll be joining mayors across the country to do just that. Our economic fundamentals in Vancouver are strong, with declining debt, low taxes, surging investment in construction and new office towers, unprecedented scale of success. But it's the innovation economy in Vancouver that's really taking off. From technology, to startups, to digital media, medical research, we have world-leading companies that are growing here at home and top-tier talent setting up shop from abroad in Vancouver. And we need to press forward on making Vancouver a global hub for innovation and big ideas. Indeed, the innovation economy is thriving in urban centers across Canada, and we need to elevate the awareness coast to coast of how important Canadian cities are to our economic well-being. The next 4 years provide a great opportunity for our city, but they also pose challenges. And to keep moving forward, we have to face those challenges head on. There is no challenge that is closer to my heart and has a greater claim on moral determination than ending street homelessness. We'll continue to work closely with our federal and provincial counterparts, both to meet the urgent needs of impending winter and to address the longer-term issues, including mental health and addictions. And let me repeat something I've said many times before as your mayor. Ending homelessness isn't just an aspiration or a rhetorical flourish. In a city as wealthy as Vancouver, it's a non-negotiable responsibility for every one of us. I will say it is only one facet of poverty, and we must pursue our work for a fairer, more inclusive city on many fronts. One of the most pressing is that of child poverty. Just a few days ago, the Tyee posted an article by a school teacher here named Anna Chudnovsky. She wrote about one of her students growing up with a single mom who's trying her very best, but still just barely getting by. And she talked about teaching math. Quote, we're working on adding with regrouping, and his family is in utter crisis, and he's trying to carry the one. Was Ms. Chudnovsky's quote. If he can keep trying to carry the one, we can at least pay attention to the numbers too. Like the 1 in 5 children entering kindergarten in Vancouver who come from poverty, from low-income families. And I know we won't change that overnight, but that should never stop us from doing what we can. Which is why I'm committed to working with the school board to double the size of the board's breakfast program and to help feed more vulnerable kids every morning. It's crucial. Will it end poverty? No. But for many more children in Vancouver, it will mean that growing bodies start each school day with a full stomach. And for many of them, that can make all the difference. Anyone who pays bills in Vancouver knows, though you don't have to be living in poverty to find it hard to make ends meet. Affordability has to be front and center on our agenda as a council. The citizens who contributed to the affordability task force that we had developed a wide range of recommendations that we will be adopting in the coming months. And one of the most important is recognizing the need for housing solutions between the towers of downtown and single-family dwellings in our neighborhoods. If we want more affordable homes, if we want vibrant communities, and Vancouver needs to build more townhouses, row houses, we need to build more low-rises, mid-rises. This can help give us a mix of housing that creates more affordable options across the housing spectrum. And we'll move forward with our new affordable housing agency, using city-owned land to deliver affordable homes for families with low to middle incomes. Homes for purchase, a dramatic increase in the number of homes to rent at more affordable rates. Families renting homes in Vancouver deserve a better option than paying palace-sized rents for a postage stamp apartment. Yes, rising prices are a consequence of growth and prosperity. Affordability is a non-stop challenge in a city like ours, but that doesn't mean we have to allow working and middle-class families to be priced out of town. Or accept that our emerging artists and creative entrepreneurs should look elsewhere for putting down roots. We are only succeeding, our communities are only thriving when people from all backgrounds can afford to call this great city home. You know, one of the things that I hear again and again from people is about how proud they are that our city is taking a strong position, a position of global leadership on climate and sustainability. And however green our goals may be, we can't sit on them. We have to continue taking action. And the coming year will be pivotal as the worldwide climate commitments come into play. Vancouver and cities like us have to speak out. We have to lead. We have to ensure that we hold firm on our stance to protect our shorelines and waterways and to oppose plans that would send a surge of oil tankers through our waters. We heard clearly from voters on that. We're helping to spark as well a national conversation on how we pursue a strong, prosperous economy in concert with a commitment to clean energy. We will absolutely continue to support innovation in clean and renewable energy, in green technologies, making our city more efficient and healthy. These sectors are already calling, creating good paying jobs here in Vancouver, and that's making a difference in our economy. They are sectors that are poised for explosive growth in the years and decades ahead. Cities all over the world grapple with reducing their pollution, becoming more healthy. This city's sustainability and livability owe a great deal to some bold, visionary decisions of the past. Early in our history, creating Stanley Park, protecting our watersheds in the North Shore, protecting our agricultural land. In the 1970s, choosing the community of Strathcona over an 8-lane expressway. We face decisions like that today, and one in particular that is so far-reaching in determining our livability and prosperity for the decades to come is the decision to move forward with rapid transit and a Broadway subway specifically. The Broadway corridor has become Vancouver's economic, educational, technological, and cultural aorta. Congestion has been building for years, and the half measures won't begin to cut it at this stage. A subway is the single best thing that we can do for our environment and our economy. And let me repeat what I've said before. I am determined that this will not be a cut and cover construction. It won't turn the Broadway streetscape into a wall of glass towers. We have to do this right. And respecting the character of our communities, allowing businesses and residents to continue with their lives with a minimum disruption is crucial. But there's a big hurdle to cross first, and that's the region-wide referendum on transportation and transit that's coming in the new year. And there's no point in debating the fairness of a referendum at this stage. That road construction never seems to require. This is a process that we are going to go through as legislated by the provincial government. It's coming, and that means that our city and our region face a critical moment. I will work with mayors across the region to build public support for better transit. And I want to be able to count on support of every member of our council for a yes vote. We need to be strong on this. And we don't have to agree on every project, but I know we can agree on the need to expand transit across the region. We need to choose sustainable transportation over a future of gridlock and degraded transit service, which is unacceptable. So I want to ask all of you, everyone who's here today, everyone who's taking part online as well, I'm asking you to join this effort. To speak to your friends and neighbors, your families, to volunteer, and the campaign begins to support investment in transit across our region. Let's make ours an overwhelming vote in Vancouver for the future of our whole region, sustainable, prosperous, and green. I've said at the outset that we've come a long way in the past 6 years. We've taken on the responsibility of leadership, and we're showing the world how a city can be both prosperous and livable, how we can be sustainable and vibrant, and how we can be innovative and just. And it's a quality of leadership, it's a quality of this proud city that achievements only spur us to do more. They inspire us. And that we don't just boast about how far we've come, how beautiful this city is, but we use the heights that we've scaled, the successes we've had to see how much further we can go. That we don't just bask in our accomplishments, but we resolve to do more and do better. And when I think of that spirit, I can think of many individuals from Vancouver's history. One name that pops to mind today is Pat Quinn, a man who gave his life to building a winning team in this city. Both good seasons and tough ones. A man who inspired not just his players, not just the fans, but the whole city. And we remember him today for many years to come. We will remember him. We need that kind of spirit in the next 4 years more than at any time in our past to build off those memories and those successes and inspiration. These years ahead will be momentous. The coming year alone, 2015, will see the thrill of the Women's World Cup of Soccer in Vancouver. It's also to see a historic commitment that I hope will make to a modern, effective transit system. And it'll be the first groundbreaking steps of our new affordable housing agency, and really advancing, leapfrogging on our work to get more affordable housing built in Vancouver. The opportunities and the challenges that we face together. We face them with a tremendously diverse community drawn from all of the cultures of the world. We face them with businesses and institutions of higher learning that can go toe-to-toe with any on the planet. We face them with a burgeoning tech sector that offers new and bigger opportunities every day. We face them with a resurgent artistic and cultural voice and a creative economy that's stronger than ever before. And we face them in full partnership with our First Nations, a partnership that has found strength through the year of reconciliation, and thanks to the strong voices of people like Karen Joseph, who have built new cultural bridges of empathy, of understanding. And Karen, we're grateful to you for joining us here today and for all of your leadership on reconciliation. Thank you. We face the opportunities and challenges of the next 4 years with our eyes to the world and a confidence that does this city proud. Today the world looks to Vancouver, and together we will show them what a great city can be. 我爱我们美丽的城市温哥华，谢谢大家，多谢大家，Tanyabat, Shukriya, Maraming salamat po. Hi, Chika. Lucian, thank you. Thank you all.
so much, Mayor Robertson, for your leadership, for your values, and for your vision. And to all of the councillors, for all of your commitment to making Vancouver one of the most amazing places in the world. We really appreciate the work that you're doing. And thanks to all of you for joining us today for the inauguration of Vancouver Mayor and City Council. I really wanted to take the opportunity to say a special word of thanks to those that helped make this possible. The Honorable Judge Sullivan, thank you. Dan Manning for singing the national anthem and his amazing songs. Major Cal Davis. Acting Departmental Sergeant Major Sean Cody. Of course, we wanted to give a thank you to the Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services Band. Vancouver Police Department Honor Guard. Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services Honor Guard. Another amazing round of applause for Seafood Peter Wong and the Lion Dance team. And of course, we give our appreciation to the Vancouver Park Board, Sunset Nursery, and Creekside Community Recreation Center for allowing us to use this beautiful facility for today's proceedings. Thank you so much. We're nearing the end of the formal proceedings for today's inauguration ceremony. And before we begin, joining us for a nice meet and greet later on in the back room, I also wanted to acknowledge the Ambassador of Brazil and the U.S. General Consulate for joining us in today's proceedings as well. Acting Departmental Sergeant Major Sean Cody, will you please prepare the procession, and Mayor Robertson will you please lead the procession off the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing at your seats until Mayor Robertson and Vancouver City Council have left the gymnasium. They will be back shortly to join you for a light reception in a few moments.
Honor guard, quick, mark. Number 5.